Ever pondered over the uncanny similarities between human and primate behavior? It's a question that has intrigued researchers for centuries, leading to a fascinating exploration of our evolutionary ties and behavior patterns. You see, we share a significant chunk of our DNA with primates, specifically chimpanzees, who are our closest living relatives in the animal kingdom. This shared genetic blueprint has led to remarkable similarities in our behavior, a connection that is often unseen, overlooked, or simply taken for granted. Let's delve a little deeper into this unseen connection. When we observe primates, we can identify many behaviors that mirror our own. They use tools, exhibit complex social dynamics, and even engage in warfare. They express a range of emotions, from joy to sorrow, anger to affection. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But it's not just about using tools or expressing emotions. It's about the patterns of behavior, the underlying mechanisms that drive these actions. We're talking about behavior patterns that have been shaped and honed by millions of years of evolution, patterns that are remarkably consistent across different species. One of the most intriguing aspects of these behavior patterns is their predictability. Just like us, primates exhibit both Pavlovian and operative conditioning. They can associate a stimulus with a response, and they can learn to modify their behavior based on the consequences of their actions. This ability to learn and adapt is a fundamental aspect of behavior, one that we share with our primate cousins. So why does this matter? Understanding these connections and similarities can provide deep insights into our own behavior. It can help us understand why we act the way we do, why we make certain decisions, and how our actions can impact those around us. Indeed, the line between human and primate behavior can sometimes blur. But as we'll explore in the coming scenes, this blurred line provides a unique lens through which we can better understand ourselves and the world around us. Remember Pavlov and his salivating dogs? Turns out, we humans aren't so different. Let's take a brief trip back to your high school psychology class, shall we? Ivan Pavlov, a Russian psychologist, discovered a phenomenon we now refer to as Pavlovian or classical conditioning. In simple terms, it's the process where a biological creature, a dog, a monkey, or even us humans, learns to associate one thing with another. Imagine this. Pavlov rings a bell, then immediately gives his dog a treat. The dog naturally salivates at the sight of the treat. Over time, the dog begins to associate the ringing of the bell with the treat, and starts to salivate merely at the sound of the bell, even when no treat is in sight. That, my friends, is Pavlovian conditioning. Now you might be thinking, I'm not a dog, I don't salivate at the sound of a bell. But here's the kicker, we humans are subject to the same principles of conditioning. Our responses might be a bit more complex, but the basic principle remains the same. Think about it. The smell of your favorite food cooking might make your mouth water. The sound of your alarm clock might spike your heart rate, or even the sight of your workplace might make you feel tense. These are all examples of Pavlovian conditioning at work in our daily lives, and this isn't exclusive to us humans. Primates, our closest relatives in the animal kingdom, also show similar responses. For instance, a chimpanzee might learn to associate the rustling of leaves with the arrival of a predator, and react accordingly. So what does this all mean? It's a reminder that we're more connected to the animal kingdom than we might like to think. Our behaviors, our responses, our instincts, they're not so different from those of our primate cousins. Pavlovian conditioning, it seems, knows no species boundaries. What if I told you that your reward-based learning is something you share with our primate cousins? Yes, you heard it right. We're not the only species that learns through rewards and consequences. This is all thanks to a psychological concept known as operant conditioning. Let's dive a little deeper. Operant conditioning is a method of learning that employs rewards and punishments for behavior. It's the brainchild of the famed psychologist B.F. Skinner, who believed that we learn and adapt our behavior based on the consequences we experience. In essence, positive consequences encourage the repetition of a behavior, while negative consequences discourage it. Picture this: a monkey in the wild. It learns that if it taps on a certain type of tree, it will be rewarded with a delicious flow of sap. Over time, this monkey will continue to tap on that type of tree because it has learned that the action leads to a rewarding outcome. This is a clear example of operant conditioning in action. Now let's bring it closer to home. Think about when you were learning to drive. Every time you properly executed a maneuver, such as parallel parking or making a perfect three-point turn, you likely felt a sense of accomplishment. This positive reinforcement motivated you to repeat these actions until they became second nature. Just like our primate friend and its sap-filled reward, you were applying operant conditioning. But it's not always about rewards. Sometimes it's about avoiding negative outcomes. Let's say a monkey learns that a certain brightly colored frog is poisonous. If it tries to eat one and gets sick, it will likely avoid that type of frog in the future. Similarly, if you touch a hot stove and burn your hand, you learn quickly not to repeat that action. Operant conditioning is a powerful tool for survival and adaptation, and it's not unique to us humans. It's a shared learning strategy that spans across species, from the jungles of Africa to the bustling cities of the world. We're all learning, adapting, and surviving based on our experiences, our mistakes, and our triumphs. Operant conditioning, a shared learning strategy that spans across species. Think emotions are unique to humans? Think again. Let's delve into the emotional world of our closest relatives, the primates. Just like us, they experience a rich tapestry of emotions, from joy to anger, from fear to love. It's a fascinating insight into our shared evolutionary history, a reminder that we're not so different after all. Take joy, for instance. Have you ever seen a group of chimps chasing each other around, their faces lit up with pure infectious delight? It's a sight to behold, a testament to the universality of happiness. It's not just a human phenomenon, but a shared trait across species. And what about anger? Primates, like us, are no strangers to this powerful emotion. They display it in a variety of ways, from baring their teeth to physical confrontations. It's a primal reaction to perceived threats or injustices, a clear indication of their complex social structures. Fear, too, is a common thread that binds us. Primates exhibit fear in response to predators or unfamiliar situations, much like we do. Their wide-eyed expressions, their huddled postures, they all mirror our own instinctual reactions to fear. It's a survival mechanism that has been honed over millions of years of evolution. But it's not just about these basic emotions. Primates, particularly the great apes, show signs of more complex emotions like empathy, grief, and even a sense of fairness. They comfort each other in times of distress, mourn the loss of their companions, share food and resources equitably. It's a humbling realization, isn't it? That our emotional experiences are not unique to us, but a shared trait with our primate cousins. It challenges our notions of human exceptionalism, forces us to rethink our place in the animal kingdom. So the next time you experience a surge of joy, a flash of anger, a shiver of fear, remember this: you're not alone. You're part of a vast, interconnected web of emotional beings, a testament to the power of evolution. Emotions, it seems, are a universal language across species. So, what does all this mean for us as humans? Well, let's take a moment to pull together the threads we've woven throughout this exploration. Firstly, we've uncovered a fascinating and often overlooked connection: the behavioral parallels between us and our primate relatives. It's not just about shared DNA, but also shared responses to the world around us. We've dived into Pavlovian and operant conditioning, showing how these principles, originally observed in dogs, hold true for primates and humans alike. We've seen how the reward system plays a significant role in shaping behavior. Like primates, we respond to positive reinforcement, whether it's a banana for a monkey or a promotion for a hardworking employee. We've also seen how negative consequences can deter unwanted behavior, just as a loud noise might make a primate reconsider reaching for a forbidden fruit. And yet, our connection runs deeper than these conditioned responses. We share a space of emotions, a realm where joy, fear, anger, and love reside. Primates, much like us, express these emotions and react to them in others. This shared emotional landscape is a testament to our common evolutionary history and a reminder of our shared journey on this planet. So, if we are so similar, what does this mean for us? It means that our behavior too is influenced by a mix of conditioning and emotions. Understanding this can help us better comprehend our actions and reactions, giving us a chance to be more mindful about our choices. It also means that the way we treat our primate cousins should reflect this understanding. If they share our capacity for learning, emotion, and social interaction, then surely they deserve our empathy and respect. Our exploration today has broken down the walls of us and them, revealing a shared world of behavior and emotion. It's clear that we're not so different from our primate cousins. Perhaps it's time we started looking at our primate cousins with a little more respect and understanding. After all, they're not so different from us.